from a home nation perspective, for the home fans, no British interest. Jazz Carlin, who did so well at the Rio Games a couple of years ago, has decided to not do the 400 and 800 anymore and do the 15 and do open water. It should be at Loch Lomond. But in terms of pool swimming, no Holly Hibbert, so Great Britain doesn't have any representation here. We do have 8 going to start for the first of 2 heats. A bit of time. I can name them for you at a leisurely pace. Ariana Valoni goes in lane 0. Turkish swimmer Beryl Berkler in 1. Jimena Perez Blanco on Spain in 2. Then Margarita Juarez Diana, Portugal in 3. Simona Mazzarella in 4. Anya Kesley of Hungary in 5. 6 is Celine Lieder of Germany. 7 Holub of Portugal. Lena Rosendahl Bach of Denmark goes lane number 8. In terms of the 800 freestyle this year, in terms of Europe, Quadarella has the second fastest time, set in Rome, 8:20.99. She and Siricola, who we will see in the next heat, virtually the same time, separated by about 0.4 of a second. So that's where it should all come from. A bit of a gap down to Borglaka Kapash and Anya Keseli of Hungary, them doing 8:24, 8:25 respectively. We'll see if anybody can step up and do big improvements here. Entry time for Quadarella is 8:20.54, which is 5 seconds quicker than Anya Keseli. 3 swimmers in the field have gone sub 8:30. Quadarella and Keseli, the 1-2, as we kind of expected it might be, going by their entry times from earlier on this year. But Quadarella of Italy. It's interesting that they're 800 and 1500 freestyle swimmers, both male and female, are doing very well this year. We've got Altronieri, it's the favourite to win the 8 and the 15. There's quite a lot of depth in the Italian distance swimming, water and 8 and 15, certainly on the men's side, and that's now translating into the women's as well. Quadarella, second fastest in Europe this year. So nobody's getting anywhere near Katie Ledecky, nor will they, I'm sure, for Rio in a couple of years' time. It must be a little bit galling for all these swimmers, however good they are in Europe, to know that they're up against an absolute superstar in Katie Ledecky, and probably the best they can hope for in Tokyo in a couple of years' time is a silver or a bronze. So she is just outstanding, just so far clear of everybody else. It's disheartening if you're a swimmer. Great to watch from our point of view, but from the swimmer's point of view, thinking, how do I ever get close to her? I'll get closer on the block, and that's about as close as I'll ever get. Little battle between 1 and 2 here, not much between them. In fact, only 24 100ths between Quadarella and Keseli. Top 8 through to tomorrow's final. 800 takes place on Saturday. Time to recover. All the finals of the women's IM, and the men's freestyle will take place later on today, but the 800s and 15s are carried every day. Still very tight, still the same distance between them, still 0.24 between Quadarella of Italy, Keseli of Hungary. Third place is Juarez of Portugal, who is far way back. There's 4 of them, 5 of them actually, very closely ranked together, but they are quite a way behind our 2 leaders. Gap's opening up a little bit more now, with Quadarella starting to open things up. It will be a much bigger advantage she has now. Well, so bigger, it's getting up half a second. visibly looked a bit more, but on the turn, just half a second. But every move that Quadrella's trying to make, Kesley is matching. So there's 3 in a line pretty much next, led by Duarez and Perez of Spain coming back into the mix now as well. Here comes the turn. The gap's almost a second between our leader and second place. So Quadrella deciding this is the part of the race just over halfway to start going, go to those legs, opening things up a bit. In terms of the European record, that is held by Jazz Carling, 8:15.54, set in Berlin 4 years ago. The European record held by Rebecca Adlington, who's working for the BBC here. He holds that from the time she set in Beijing, 8:14.10. That's been on the books since 2008, so nearly 10 years since that time was set. Quadrella on her way to a relatively comfortable victory. Kesley's doing what she has to do for second place, and then there's plenty behind them, including Perez, who's gone very well in the second half of the race. Is really starting to extend that stroke and kick the legs a bit more, and got past Duarez. Phillips in 5th for Portugal. Top 8, remember, for the final tomorrow. No doubt Quadrella's going to be there. And little doubts that Kesley's going to be there either in second place. The others, though, very much at the mercy of what happens in the next race. 17, so of course for, what about 8:25 maybe? She wants to push it over the last 200. 8:25 would be my guess. That's all she would need to come to make the final. Kesley's done 8:25 this year. A bit further back than she was 200 metres ago, but still within range. Still can see the feet of the Italian, but the gap is about 2.5 seconds now between the Italian and the Hungarian. Then Spain, represented by Perez. Duarez of Portugal, 4th place. Now they'll be having their own little battle, hoping they can spur each other on to make the top 8 for tomorrow. And this will be the last 100 turn. The bell will ring. Bells, plural, will ring for our 1 and 2. And off they go on their last 2 lengths. Quadrella looking more at an 8:23 now, I think. Maybe an 8:22, 8:23 for our leader, Kesley, followed by Perez, who needs to put a bit of a burst in here over the last 100 to make absolutely certain that there's a final place. There are a few names missing, but she wants to make sure that she's not one of them when it gets to that final tomorrow. Last turn for our leader. Yeah, for about 8:21, 8:22, I reckon. Quadrella from Kesley. It's about 3 or so seconds between 1 and 2, and then Perez and Duarez are very closely grouped together. We'll see our Italian home here. Last 15 metres for Quadrella. Make sure there's that appreciable gap between her and the rest. 8:23.93 for our winner. It's nice, solid. Similarly for Kesley, 8:27. Both will, I imagine, go quicker tomorrow. The second one is Perez from 8:32. Yeah, could be okay. And Duarez is the one who's going to worry at 8:35. I'm not sure that's going to be quite quick enough. Top 2, solid. Third place, probably okay in Perez. And then Duarez has really got to hope nobody goes 8:35.53 because, well, a few will. Just to hope that 5 don't. See our Italian finish. There she is. And, yeah, appreciable distance between her and the second placed Kesely of Hungary. Perez third and Duarez Portugal in fourth. .1500 coming into the Olympic program in Tokyo in a couple of years' time. So the women will do the 8 and the 15. So it's a replica of the men's, same program pretty much. Also, by the way, coming up this week, something we've never seen before in the pool. That's the women's 4x200 freestyle mixed relay. Never seen that before. Never been swum before in competition. So that's coming later in the week. Right now, though, heat 2 of 2 of the 800 meters freestyle for women. Maria Grant of Denmark, Katja Fine of Slovenia, Julia Hassler, Liechtenstein, Slovenia's Jens Oda, 3, Sarah Köhler, Germany in 4, fastest European in the world this year. Boglarka Kapas of Hungary in 5, Anna Egorova goes in lane 6, Marlene Kala of Austria 7, Hanna Eriksson of Sweden in 8, and Fatima Baramova, Azerbaijan. Now I can confirm there is a 50 swim off to Kola and Egorova going over pretty much together at 100. So it's Germany from Russia, from Hungary, and then Slovenia. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, but this is a much, much tighter race than was the previous one. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right across the pool. Not separated out by much because it is early stages of the 800 freestyle. Nobody's really making that break yet. Expect Kola to start maybe taking Kapas with her, 4 and 5. Egorova, Russia, setting the pace at 150. Kola, then Kapas, then Kala. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Kola start to work her way maybe to the front of the field. Egorova did lead 150. She won't be leading at 200 because Kola's got to the front. Just leads from Egorova. Not much in it. About 4/10 of a second between 1 and 2. Not much of a gap between second and third. About 8 100ths between Egorova and Kapas. 8:35.53 was the fourth place time in the previous one. We'll have a 50 swim off to come. Still waiting to find out whether the relay swim will happen. It's two teams on exactly the same time in 8th place in the women's 4x1. Denmark and Poland. Because they can decide to opt out, or they can decide to go for the second race, which is a lot for those swimmers, but Jacqueline Bloomer would like to get into that final if she can. Sarah Köhler of Germany still holding off the attention of Anna Egorova, but there's a 4 100s between her and Boglarka Kapas in lane 5. They are tied together. Mr. Oda of Slovenia is coming back into the fray. And Julia Hassler of Liechtenstein as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pretty much separated by 2 body lengths. Which is great news for anybody who finished on the cusp in the first heat. 2 100s only between Köhler and Egorova. Kapas in third. Quite a race, and they're not the only 3 in the mix either. Because Oda, you see, Look at the picture. Oda and Hassler are working their way back towards the top three. And there's going to be 5 separated by, I would guess, around a second. Let's have a look. About a second between them. Well, certainly 6 100s between 1 and 3. And just under a second between 1 and 5. That's how tight it is. And all 5 are in a line now. What a finish this could be. We have a leader, but she's not got much of a lead. That's Sarah Curler. Capas is right back at her. Egarova's now extending those arms, and if anything, Egarova might have gone back into the lead here. No on the turn. Yeah, she is. Egarova leads from Capas and Curler and Oda and Hassler, and they are separated by 1.6 seconds. 1 to 5. Very, very tight indeed. I don't want to call a winner at this stage either. Still 300 meters to go. We can bunch up even more still. The leader is the Russian, Egarova in 6. Second and third, though, Capas and Curler absolutely together, separated by 4 100ths of a second. Oda of Slovenia in 4th. Hassler of Liechtenstein in 5. She might be just a little bit back behind the others, but it's marginal. And the top 5 are very much clear of everybody else, so we don't have to worry about 6, 7 and 8. Just have to worry about the top 5, which again could change. I think Sarah Curler has decided this is time for her to make her move, try and get back into the lead if she can, because Egarova has been there for a little while now, but Curler just pushing on. Egarova leads by 0.3 of a second over Curler, and then Capas, then Oda, and then Hassler. German's very intent on winning this. Just see the way her stroke rate's going and the way the legs starting to kick, but she's not made that impression on Egarova yet until now. Now she is. And at this turn, she will be heading the Russian. They go to the wall together, but I think she's just got there first. She has. And Capas has moved up into 2nd place, and Egarova in 3rd, Oda in 4th, Hassler in 5th. German, who is the fastest European in the pool, 800 free this year. Not having it her own way, because Capas is thinking, well, I'd quite like to get lane 4 tonight, if possible. Or tomorrow night, as it will be. And there's still some life left in Egarova, as that shot will show you. German is at the front. Egarova's now gone back to the front. It's the kind of race it's been. We've had leaders aplenty. Egarova led, then Curler led, then Curler didn't lead, and Egarova went back to the front, and Russian looking very, very strong indeed at the moment. On the last part of her race, another 100 to go when she turns next time, and this might just be the Russian's race. She's got a little bit of daylight between her and the German in 2nd place, and Capas in 3rd. The other 2 not out of it yet either. Oda in 4th place, Hassler in 5th, but this is a very determined effort by Anna Egarova. And German lead just taken away for her from a little while, 100 meters, and then regained it again. And I don't think Curler's got any kind of reply, because Egarova is really going for it now. He wants to get lane 4 tonight, it's pretty clear. Egarova's best time this year. It's not in the top 8. It is, yeah, 8:30.66 is her best time this year. And she's not going to be massively outside that. 8:30.66 is her best time of 2018. I think she's going to be there or thereabouts on 8:30. German's going to take 2nd, and Hungarian 3rd. And yeah, 8:27 is the fastest she's been in 2018 for Anna Egarova. Sarah Curler takes 2nd place, so it'll be Egarova who will go into lane 4 for tonight. Just do a quick comparison of the first heat. It's very tight for that, but 2nd for Curler, 3rd for Boglarka Capas, and 4th is Chasa Oda. Hassler will have to wait with her 8:33, but I think, no, she's fine. She'll make it as well with that. Top 5 are all going to go through to the final off the back of that, I think. We'll wait for confirmation. Looking that way to me. That's the result of that heat. As we wait for the officials, and yeah, Julia Hassler